All right, is this my recording? All right, we're recording. Yes, sir, Z. Yes, sir. What's happening? What's popping? What's good? But first, let's set the tone, right? Uncle Maat. All right, Ujah Neb, Im, Team, Tep. All right, to the African diaspora and the African populace. All right, so today we're going to talk about a subject that's long overdue. And so those who I told you that I was going to drop this video on my YouTube channel, tonight is your night, okay? So we're going to get this motherfucker good and popping. Good and popping. You heard? So, part of the reason is because I got lazy. I'm going to be real. Got lazy at the time. And also other part of it is because I wanted to sit on it and get more information about this subject, so I won't be talking out my motherfucking ass. All right. So, with that being said, the title of this video, all right, the title of this video is Soular Intermingling. All right, it's called Soular Intermingling or spiritual intermingling. Because there's a difference between having a soul and having a spirit. We're gonna walk into that. We're gonna talk into that. Today we're talking about DNA. All right. This is a subject that us Africans do not want to have a talk about. It's because we want to be able to accept any and everybody that has the same phenotypic traits and features as us. And that is a no-no. We can't do that. So let's go ahead. So as we know, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. All right, Aquarius is one of the 12 zodiac signs, water sign. All right, and so it's also known as the age of information. All right, so a lot of us at this time we're waking up, we're being more aware, we're studying more. You know what I'm saying? Some of us study is more than we ever have. Some of us are studying so much, you know what I'm saying? We study more than we was in college. Some of us can say, all right. But the thing is, we have to be careful with the information that we get. We have to look for all information is not good information. What I mean by good is all information is not credible. So we have to watch out for incredible information that we're getting. So we have to be able to deeply research, right? We have to have valid sources, you know what I'm saying, credible sources, you know what I'm saying, that will validate our claims when needs to be, when we voodoo, right, and other African solar practices. All right, I don't say spiritual because we have a soul. All right, and like I said, I'm gonna dive deep into it. Just give me a couple. I got you. Trust me. All right, trust me. So one thing we have to understand here is, and I'm moving towards my point of contention. All right, moving towards my point of contention, and it's actually this right here. One thing we have to understand We have to understand melanin. Okay? We have to understand melanin. We have to understand the properties of melanin. We have to understand what it is. All right? To understand, right? To understand who's who, what's what. Okay? So, if we break down the word human, all right? If we break down the word human, all right? Human, the word, what's the word I'm looking for? The fuck it. The root word. Thank you. The root word in human is hue. Hue means color. Okay. So, and man means being. So, in order to be or consider yourself a human or human, right? Depending on the pronunciation or your vernacular, okay? You must have color. What is color? Melanin. You must have that line of spectrum of melanin within yourself to be human. Okay? Now, there is mankind. There's mankind. Man is being, kind is spirit. All right? And I'm getting all I'm getting all of this. I'm getting all of this from Dr. Layla Africa. All right? That's Baba Dr. Layla Africa. All right? So those who know, you know. So there is a difference of beings here on this planet, on Geb, on this earth. Now the question is, whom are you? Alright? Because there is human, there's full-blooded Africans, then you get mulattoes, okay? Who's half and half, who's half human, half mankind. So now we, alright? And then we got those who are fully mankind. And we know who I'm talking about. And we're talking about the Talmud, or the European, or the white man and the white woman, who is mankind. We have half and half. And then we have full human. Alright? So, you have to understand that, and matter of fact, what I also been seeing is that a lot of us are jumping into shit without proper understanding our bloodline. We have to understand our bloodline. Let me get this off my screen real quick. We have to understand our bloodline. It's very, very important. I know motherfuckers out here that's very skeptic when it comes to these DNA tests. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. I understand that, but what other option do you have? We know we can't rely on the words of great grandmama that much, because even she will go back to her saying that she came from over here. Okay? And that's a whole different you know what I'm saying, branch on this topic that I don't want to focus on. Alright? So we have tools. We have the things that we need can use to be able to understand whom we are. Alright? So what I mean by people jumping into shit without understanding the bloodline is because when you understand your bloodline, right? Your bloodline consists of your nutrition, your solar and or spiritual practices, and your culture, right? Those three things. And your culture is your morals. You know what I'm saying? What dictates you and what governs you as a human. Alright? As a human, as an African. Alright? To be human means to be an African. Let's put it like that. To be human means you are an African. Alright? So let's get that straight. So now Now, the way I'm talking, it leads down to the Yakub theory. All right, because everybody's not human. We love to go out here and talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? Saying we all humans and we all, you know what I'm saying, are the same. We're not the same. We're not the same. You know, I don't look like a Tamu. Tamu doesn't look like me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't think like a Tamu. I don't act like a Tamu. I don't eat like a Tamu. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't do none of those things like a Tamu. Okay, you know, I don't hear like a Tamu. You know what I'm saying? I don't breathe like a Tamu. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't smile like a Tamu, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't smell, man. Listen, I definitely don't smell like a Tamu, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you, when that heat gets on their ass, man, we know what these motherfuckers smell like. You know what I'm saying? They smell, man. We already know. We already know. Okay, so I don't have to explain that. What's said don't need to be understood. What's said what's understood don't need to be said. Okay, so with the importance of understanding our bloodline, okay, is that it would direct us, particularly what is our solar system, what is our solar practice, meaning what is our ancestral practice, because we have to understand that African solar practices or traditions, okay, such as Kemetic, such as Ifa, okay, the Drishas, such as Vodun and Hoodoo, okay, all right, all of those, okay, right, all of those solar practices are nothing but ancestral venerations, all right. You're doing nothing but venerating and invoking and conjuring up your ancestors. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right? And so you have to understand what is your ancestral practice. All right? And not only understanding your ancestral practice, okay, but also seeing if it works. Seeing if it works for you. Because if it doesn't work for you, then you have to go into navigate to something else that possibly could work. All right, you got to find out what was the ancestral practice, particularly the African ancestors, right? Were practicing. The majority of them was practicing. Follow that, and also seeing if it works before you follow it. If I'm making sense. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, with that being said, going back to the Yakub, excuse me, theory, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago. We all know what the Yakub's theory is. We all know it, right? Or have a glimpse or a glimpse or some type of knowledge about what is the Yakub theory. All right, we all know it from the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam was the first group of people that brought that type of theory into the African populace. All right, so we all know that the Yakub theory was a mad African who went against the rest of the Africans. Okay, and it went on this island and started creating these lighter beings. They started to multiply, and over time, they went from light skin to fair skin to fair again, whenever you're watching a movie, right? Especially Marvel movies, especially cartoon movies, right? Especially Disney movies, and you see a mad scientist that's just creating shit, trying to fuck up some shit, right? That is symbolic to the mad African scientists in the Yakub theory. So that also put into motion that whether if the Yakub theory is correct is because the Talmud will not expose. I'm gonna put it like this: you act out, you act out your memories. We're going to the Akashic records. Now we're going, and Akashic records is basically an esoteric way, a solar way to explain the RNA in your DNA, because RNA and DNA is the messenger is messenger codes to help your DNA remember who it is and what it is. Okay, and those messenger codes falls down into your genetics, your genotype, your phenotype, and your personality traits. All right, for both of your parents, male and female. All right. So, as I said, you act out your memory. So, if part of the Talmud or the European man and woman or the pale man and woman, right? Whatever makes you feel good to say. All right, I refer to them as Talmud. Whenever the Talmud, you know what I'm saying, talks about, you know what I'm saying, these mad scientists, okay, he's referring to back to the Yakub theory, all right, which puts into question whether the Yakub theory is historically accurate. If the Talmud himself and herself keeps referring back to their memory of a mad scientist being conveyed through cartoons, through non-fictional things, through mythos. Okay? Alright? So I know that was a jump, but I hope, and I was navigating to get to that, but I hope I made some sense. I pray, I hope I made some sense. Alright? If I didn't make sense, just let me know in the comment section below, and I can talk about it. I'll type it out for you, and just for you to get a better understanding. Alright? So, we have to understand, alright? We have to understand that with understanding your DNA, you have to understand your DNA. This is the only way you can be able to fully grasp this whole concept. All right, you gotta understand your DNA. All right, you have to understand. All right, that a lot. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this. I'm gonna follow this. I'm gonna do this. In Genesis, right? In Genesis, it says in the first chapter, it says God breathes in man. God breathes into man, right? And man becomes a living soul. All right. You have to understand. You have to understand that the Bible is not an African Bible. It is, better yet, let me put it like this. The Bible is an African Bible. It's an African literature. Because if you read the Bible all right, from their ancestors. So one of their memories of them and their ancestors is someone symbolically breathing or giving them life. Woo! 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 That shit just hit me, son. That shit just hit me. Because it just makes sense now. It makes sense. Wow. Oh, man. It makes 100% sense now. Okay? When God breathed into man, because listen here, before I continue on that lane, you have to understand, us Africans, we're created differently, okay? We're created differently. Kemet tells us that we are connected to Ra, the sun, all right? We were created already with souls, okay? We were already created with souls, all right? And the doggone tribe, on the other hand, tells us that we're from the cosmos. What is Ka? Ka is the collection. It is the collection of all the Sahu. All right? All of the Sahu. That's what the Ka is. The cosmos. Okay? That's what the cosmos are. The doggone tribe tells us that we're from the star Sirius. Series 8, to be more particular. So the doggone tribe is telling us that we're cosmic, while Kemet is telling us that we're from the sun as well. So we're solar. We are solar. We don't have spirit. Listen here. This is the difference. This is the difference between soul and the spirit, and which gonna point me right back to Genesis. You're gonna see how. Soul. In order to have soul, okay, right? What we call soul, right, is melanin. Melanin helps us. Melanin is the way. It helps us with the way we correspond with ourselves, right, as individuals, and also others as well. In regards to the way we eat, in regards to the way we act, in regards to the way we talk, in regards to the way we walk, in regards to the way we think, in regards to the way we smell, taste, hear, all right, touch, even touching. We touch differently than the Talmud does. Okay? We touch differently than the Talmud does. We see things differently, right? We smile, we move, we groove, right? For us men, we stroke differently when we in that motherfucker. You heard? For us women, for the women, you know what I'm saying? They move different. They ooze differently. You know what I'm saying? When we're all up in that thing. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? We act as a people differently. That what gives us our soul. We call that having soul. We call that having soul. So, in order to the reason why we can be able to connect with our ancestors is because our ancestors had melanin. They had souls. Okay? Because they're part of us. They're from us. We're from them. Right? We're one and the same. That's why we can connect to them. Right? Now this is why a lot of times you may hear this phrase, and I was explaining this to my man last night, earthbound spirits, right? Earthbound spirits. You don't hear, you rarely hear earthbound souls, because it's the soul that moves on. It continues in motion. That dark shit they call, you know what I'm saying, dark matter in science, in the science textbooks, right? That dark shit that you see in the sky is melanin. It's nothing but carbon 12. That's what melanin is. Carbon 12. All right? Carbon 12. Carbon. Carbon. All right? So these mankind, the Tamu, lacks carbon. All right? So when your soul lacks carbon, it can't move on. It can't move on. It cannot move on. It just cannot. The only way it can move on, if you replenish it back, replenish it with carbon, with soul. That's why you see a lot of these mulattoes, these mixed babies, or even white folks, right? Who can sing, who can move, who got some type of rhythm about themselves, right? And motherfuckers be like, damn, motherfucker got rhythm. You know what I'm saying? You see in the hood, or not even the hood. You know, a lot of these white women having asses. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere down that bloodline, you know what I'm saying? They got hit with they grandparents got hit with some soul. Hit with some soul pole and some soul cooch. Okay? It's be real. They got hit with some soul pole and some soul cooch. And it's real, and it's manifesting back into this realm, to this day and time, this realm. Alright? And also, for an example, Bobby Caldwell is a prime example for his brothers. Bobby Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I never knew that man was a white man until I seen this shit on Facebook. On social media. I'm like, yo, word. This is a white man singing his joint. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So, with having a spirit, okay? Spirits cannot go into the car. And I will say it again. Spirits cannot go into the car. Because spirits lack melanin. That's why they're trapped here in this realm. And in this, they're earthbound. They are earthbound spirits. Okay? So, going back to Genesis, God breathing into man, God, which is us, and they also refer to us as daemons or demons. Alright? Demon is daemon. Daemon is nothing but person possessing supernatural powers. So they thought we had supernatural powers, but according to them. Okay, according to them. And what they thought of us having supernatural powers, okay, was us living our with us creating man or the Tamu, we gave them a part of us. We gave them a part of us. We gave them a part of us. Not particularly all of us, but some of us. Some of us. Okay? So, the whole scripture in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 1, I believe it's verse between 13 and 15. Alright? I think it's verse 14. Fact check me on that. Chapter 1, Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, right? Validates the Yaku theory based upon their Akashic records. Alright? Based upon their Akashic records. Alright? Based upon what their DNA is bringing back towards remembrance. Alright? So, with that being said, man, with that being said, I'm going to end this right here. Listen, find Find out whom you are. It's very important, because a lot of us are walking around that may be deeply melanated, but have a whole lot of Tamu or European or pale men and women bloodline, and we don't even know it. And we don't even know it. All right, and we don't even know it. I'm going to say here that the Yakub theory, as much as, okay, I'm gonna say that as I continue my spirit, is my solar journey, I'm starting to find out that the Yakub theory is becoming into more of flourishing, a better understanding for myself and how the Talmud was created, have been on this earth. Okay, it's coming to be more factual for me than a theory. All right, as I begin to do my research, put two to two together, get, you know, ancestral downloads. Okay, it's starting to make sense that a lot what Elijah Muhammad was saying, you know what I'm saying, has a lot of validity to it. Because let's be honest, we've been on this planet millions of years, and they just showed up. Somebody created somebody in this motherfucker. You heard? Somebody did. All right. So who could have created them? We have. We had to create them. We had to. All right. So find out whom you are. If you need some more understanding of what melanin is, and also understanding your nationality, because your nationality is very important. You know what I'm saying? Banking on being called black, nigga, negro, nigger, okay? African American. I don't know what the fuck is an African American. I don't know what the fuck is a black American, right? Because you have no landmass connected to those words. All right? So, you know, you have to understand your nationality. And with your nationality, there's a high possibility of getting reparations. Right? So, whoever needs more information, all right, just holler at me. All right. I'm on Facebook. My Facebook is Heru Jehuti Ra. You don't know how to spell it. It's Heru. Jehuti is spelled DJEHUTI dash Ra. All right. Inbox me. All right. And I got you. All right. So my sources today comes from Dr. Layla Africa. You can look him up on YouTube. His YouTube videos that I was gaining information from is called Melanin, We Are Different, and also Understanding Melanin. Again, his two videos is called Melanin, We Are Different, and also Understanding Melanin. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead, finish cooking. I got some some black eyed peas in the cut. All right, I gotta whip up some cornbread, and we're gonna get some rice in this bitch, and we're gonna have a grand old good time with a light meal. All right, so Hetep, Uncle Ma'at, Ujah, Sineb, Neb, Etim, Hetep, to every African in our diaspora. All right, till next time.